Hey everyone, today on the Bulletin we are going to be talking about E3 2018 and going over the highs and the lows. I'm Janet Garcia here with Nerd Much for the Bulletin. We're just going to go through all the conferences, discuss all the high points, and then go through all the conferences and discuss the low points as well. Starting with Xbox/Microsoft, we had 50 games shown, 18 exclusives, and 15 world premiere videos, which was awesome. Among those, we saw Halo Infinite, we saw stuff from Crackdown 3. We also saw a lot of Xbox swiping up Sony exclusives or previously Sony exclusives, so Nier is going to be heading towards that console. We also saw that they're going to be having Kingdom Hearts 3 on their platform as well, which is the first time that franchise is going to be on Xbox. Forza Horizon 4 is on its way. We saw Xbox looking towards the future by acquiring 5 studios, so they acquired Undead Games, Playground Games, Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, and The Initiative. Devil May Cry 5 is going to be a thing. That's the first entry in the Devil May Cry franchise in 10 years, which is crazy. We saw a couple indie games things as well. We saw Tunic, which is really cute. Has like a little fox character. Dying Light 2 actually looked really good. It had a lot of like choice and decision mechanics and how those would affect not just the story, but also the way the world looks and how you can interact with the world. And lastly, they ended on Cyberpunk 2077, which is an incredible looking game. It is coming to multiple platforms, but Xbox kind of gets, that little credit of it by having it in their show. And yeah, the game just looks absolutely beautiful. And from a lot of places, it's winning best of show, just from those who were able to actually see that gameplay demo that they were kind of showing off. Highs for Sony's conference, they had the whole Can Games Be Art thing with their presentation, their stage, lots of musical performances, different kind of presentation environments and settings that were meant to mirror the tone of the games they were showing off, so I thought that was really well done. Lots of samurai stuff if you guys are into that, so Ghost of Tsushima, Neo 2. This game Control looks really good, third-person game by Remedy. We finally got that Resident Evil 2 remake, which was great. And then we had Spider-Man as well, which everyone's really hyped for, and it looked really good. We got some more of a kind of gameplay look. Of course, Death Stranding was also there, but, I don't know. It's just that is a high or a low depending on how you're feeling about it. For Nintendo, highs include Super Mario Party, Fortnite finally being on Switch, and some of that more information on Smash. So we got lots of in-depth details on it, but in terms of characters, we have, everyone's in there, so that's amazing, including Daisy, Ridley's new, and the Squid Kids, of course, are also new, so that is super cool to just have like the largest amount of Smash characters ever. Variety is at the core of Smash Brothers in terms of satisfying both the casual and hardcore community, so that's really cool. For Bethesda, we have a new Doom game called Doom Eternal. We have Wolfenstein coming out, Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is actually going to be a co-op game, and their biggest high, and kind of one of E3's biggest highs ever, is Todd Howard coming out and explaining Fallout 76, and explaining it so well. And just really selling the game, and also just being an amazing presenter. Like, he did such a phenomenal job. Fallout 76, online RPG, it's going to have, like, all these crazy, chaotic elements going on with how it's approached to online, and also that Fallout universe, so I think it's going to lead to some really interesting stuff. And I think he did a good job selling the game, whether or not you're excited or more apprehensive about the idea of Fallout being an online experience. Elder Scrolls Blades was also shown off, which is a mobile game, but it's also going to be on other platforms as well. And he talked about how it's going to be all the way from like as low as mobile to as high as like high-end VR, which is crazy, that idea of like cross-play on just kind of another stratosphere. And with Elder Scrolls, which people is obviously, it's a franchise that a lot of people really love, and Elder Scrolls 6 exists. It's going to be a thing. They're working on it. They hear you, and they're working on it. EA highs include FIFA. No, okay. I do love my sports sims, but EA highs, I would say, include Unravel 2, Sea of Solitude. Anthem seems fine. That looks cool. That might be a high for some people. It didn't really grab me personally, and it is confirmed that there are no romances, so it's definitely going to be like a different kind of BioWare game, so I'm not sure if this will like be the thing BioWare fans are excited about, but it might be good for like the more general gaming audience. Ubisoft highs include the Just Dance like presentation they do, because if you don't like that dancing panda, I'm sorry, I don't like you. That's it. So, but more seriously, Trials is having a new game in its franchise, and it's going to be available on Switch, which is the first time it's going to be on a Nintendo platform. That game's kind of like, it's a fun, like, 2D kind of physics-based thing. I feel like the people that like it a lot, and other people might just not have really picked it up at all, but I thought that was pretty cool. Starlink featuring Starfox, if you get it on Nintendo Switch. For me, that's not like the biggest high, because it's not like it's a new Star Fox game, but I like that it shows Ubisoft being able to take on more Nintendo things, because Rabbids was just like so good, so I'm glad to see more of that. Makes me hopeful for the future. Square Enix, Tomb Raider, that looks good, very stealthy, kind of Metal Gear-esque. Tomb Raider's cool. As far as lows of E3, I feel like there's never really that many, only because like your low might be more of an absence of a high rather than something in particular that you mess up. For Microsoft, I would say the low is that there's not a lot now. They got me really excited for the future and hopeful, and I see like good things on the horizon, but there wasn't a whole lot to be excited about today or even for just the end of this calendar year. So that was, a little bit disappointing. For Sony, the big low is that there's not many games mentioned. Like, they spent all this time, but really they didn't show you that much stuff. So, and also, like, we still don't really got much on Death Stranding, so honestly, at this point, I am sick of seeing it. Like, I'm definitely gonna get it, and I'm excited for it, I guess, but, like, the more I see it, the more, like, just kind of annoyed I get by the game itself. For Nintendo, they had the most lows, I would say, just because they really showed nothing. Like, nothing was there. Like, they did a great deep dive into Smash, but, like, it felt more like a Smash Direct featuring a few other pieces of information rather than an E3 Direct, so I thought that was rather disappointing. Didn't hear anything else about Metroid. Yoshi, like, that game was supposed to come out. I don't think that game's coming out, like, anytime soon. Don't know what's going on with that. And, of course, Animal Crossing still isn't on Switch. So, it was kind of just, like, I don't know, whatever. And no more information about Pokemon, no more information about online. Like, it's just, they didn't really do anything in there. So that was a pretty big low, I would say, for me. Bethesda, their lows were the live band just felt kind of like awkward, getting you hyped for Rage 2. Rage 2 is also just not that exciting of a game. I feel like they spent too much time on that game in general, and they had tech issues even getting the gameplay footage up, which isn't their fault, but it definitely, like, that whole conference started out as a low for me, and then it got, like, really high and really amazing. But yeah, it was pretty rough. EA, the lows were just some of the awkward silences or mixed reactions when presenting some of the information. So Battlefield having a Battle Royale mode, that was kind of like a mixed reception there. There was, like, a lot of awkwardness when they were trying to get people hyped for, like, sports sims and, like, oh, you can play FIFA right now, and everyone was just like... So that was, definitely a low. And then the biggest low from that presentation was the very awkward, like, Star Wars interview where Vince was just kind of like, yeah, like, you're gonna play as a Jedi. No, it's gonna be a dark time. It's gonna be amazing. And I'm just like, what is this guy's problem? Like, that was a very awkward interview, definitely a big low. And then for Ubisoft, like, they just didn't really do a whole lot, so I was kind of underwhelmed with their presentation. I didn't really walk away with much to be excited about from there. Like, their highs were, like, also, like, kind of middle, And also the whole, like, Beyond Good and Evil 2 thing with the crowdsourcing element, and they're, like, trying to, like, oh, you can be involved in making the game. Like, let's not. Like, can you just do it and make it? I feel like the game's probably not gonna be good. I also think it's gonna be one of those games that isn't good, isn't, like, super bad either, so no one feels comfortable criticizing it. Like the latest Final Fantasy game, I feel like no one liked it, but no one said they didn't like it. I think it's gonna be Beyond Good and Evil 2 for sure. And then kind of, I glimpsed something with Square Enix, but kind of just in general in the conference, I'm tired of seeing Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, I know that it's a huge series and that people that love Kingdom Hearts really love it, but, like, we saw that trailer, like, so many times. It was the 87th time we saw that trailer. Like, I'm done seeing this trailer. I'm not interested in seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 anymore. Please take it away. And then a trend I'm sort of noticing that I saw from both EA and Microsoft's conference is this push for subscription services related to gaming. So with EA, there's Origin Access. With Xbox, there's Game Pass. And I feel like that definitely could be killing off consoles and will kill off consoles or try to replace consoles in the future, where instead we just have, like, streaming services and not so much, like, caring about generations of consoles or hardware in general. And you also saw that a little bit with just the way Microsoft went about presenting their stuff. Like, they would say, like, available in the Xbox store instead of, like, available on Xbox, because I think they want to move you away from this idea of associating like Xbox games with just like the Xbox, and they want you to think of it as like, oh, it could be like on your PC or on this other device. Like it can kind of be anywhere. But we do know that next gen exists. Xbox hinted at it, Bethesda hinted at it. Cyberpunk 2077 is slated for, hopefully this gen, but will probably be a next gen game is kind of what they were saying. So that tells us the next gen exists. It is there and it will happen. So at least we will have consoles around for a little bit longer, but I'm not really sure of the future, like moving like far forward into it. So those are my highs and lows from E3 2018. Let me know in the comments below what your highs and lows were. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, guys. Be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you guys here next time.